Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 30th NADF Business Awards, celebrating Aboriginal prosperity. It is Thursday, September 30th, and I'm hoping you're wearing your orange shirt just like me, because I am awesome, you're amazing, you are sexy. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we're here this evening to celebrate our Indigenous entrepreneurs, and we're going to do that by giving away some awards tonight. So my name is Brent Edwards. I'm the Crazy Cree from Fort Albany, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get to it. We are going to have fun tonight. We're going to get crazy. We're going to be awesome. That's all I can say. Look at that. I'm very speechless right now. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get right to it. Let's introduce the NADF board chair. Here is, ladies and gentlemen, the amazing, the beautiful Arlene Meekus.
Hi, welcome to our viewers to the 30th Annual NADF Awards, and my name is Arlene Meekus. I'm the board chair, and this year we're hosting the event virtually on the traditional lands of the Fort William First Nation. Last year, we had to take a hiatus in 2020 because of the COVID pandemic. And so this year, rather than doing the same thing again, we are hosting the first annual virtual event ever. And hopefully next year we can all get back together in person for the 31st Annual NADF Awards. We are Canada's longest running Aboriginal Awards program. And every year we showcase Aboriginal businesses in Northern Ontario, for their exemplary achievements and contributions to Northern Ontario's economy and to society in general. We also want to recognize the men and women who demonstrate vision, determination, and an innovative mindset that will inspire owners throughout the territory. Treaty 9, Treaty 5, Treaty 3, Robinson Superior, 1850. These are the territories that NADF reaches out to and recognizes, so that we can actually look at them and just see what we've produced, what we've accomplished through business and everything else that we do for our economies in the North. So for this year, what we want to do is look back and recognize some of the previous winners, as well as look at where they're at now, what they've been doing since receiving their awards. And it's just an incredible, incredible thing. I've been to a number of business awards now over the years, and seeing the pride that people take in what they do has been one of the most rewarding pieces of the work that we do at NADF. And I'm so glad to be part of an organization that wants to honor our business owners from our communities. We would love to just thank our sponsors, and a number of them will be honored throughout and acknowledged throughout the program. So with that being said, I would love to hand this back over to the MC, and thanks everyone again for coming here to help us honor the people that are working for change in our communities, to make them healthier, stronger than they've ever been before. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Arlene Meekus, NADF board chair. The wonderful, beautiful Arlene, thank you. Let's put our hands together one more time for Arlene. Yay! Now let's welcome another beautiful woman, Leanne Organ, Director of Marketing, Systems and Revenue Management from Perimeter Aviation.
Good evening and welcome to the 30th Annual NADF Business Awards of 2021. My name is Leanne Organ, and I'm pleased to be here tonight representing Perimeter Aviation and Bearskin Airlines as the premier corporate sponsor. Although things look a little different this year, we're thankful we were able to come together for this wonderful event. Our support from the inception of the awards is related to our long-standing commitment to supporting the development of First Nations business throughout Northern Ontario. We are proud to say that this is the 30th consecutive year Bearskin Airlines has been the title sponsor of this event. We've always admired the stories and achievements of the award winners, coming from a wide range of industries. This year, the awards recognize the hardworking, passionate, and spirited nature of these business leaders by showcasing the success of previous award winners. All the nominees tonight are truly an inspiration, and from Bearskin Airlines and Perimeter Aviation, we applaud their success. We are a proud supporter of NADF and the role it plays in the growth and development of business in Northern Ontario. We understand that as our customers succeed in business, everyone in Northern Ontario benefits. And we know that our First Nations customers have been amongst our loyal supporters since 1963. We care about the communities and the passengers we serve, and for every flight purchased between Thunder Bay and all of our locations north of Sioux Lookout through to the end of October, we will be making a donation to Wake the Giant campaign. I'd like to thank you for having us as a premier sponsor for the past 30 years. It's a privilege and an honor. We look forward to continued economic growth, and we congratulate all of the nominees and tonight's award winners on your success and contribution to what is truly a great region, Northern Ontario. Thank you and have a great evening.
Thank you, Leanne from Perimeter Aviation. And now our keynote speaker, ladies and gentlemen. An award-winning social entrepreneur, Jen Harper is the founder and CEO of Cheekbone Beauty Cosmetic Inc. Cheekbone Beauty is a digitally native direct-to-consumer brand that is helping Indigenous youth see themselves in a beauty brand while using the concept of circular economy and the brands of ethos and developing their latest line of products, creating a new segment in the beauty industry, sustainable, socially conscious beauty. Jen Harper has been making a name for herself in the beauty industry for a number of years, but has been gaining popularity quickly after being on the hit CBC show Dragon's Den. Cheekbone Beauty is helping Indigenous youth see themselves in a beauty brand. During the development of Cheekbone Beauty, Jen researched the current makeup landscape as well as charities that are helping close the educational funding gaps that exist between Indigenous and non-Indigenous students. After in-depth research, the Cheekbone team found the First Nation Child and Family Caring Society, the FNCFCS. The connection between their mission and Jen's family experience was serendipitous. Cheekbone Beauty continues to support the FNCFCS today by donating 10% of profits to Shannon's Dream. During Cheekbone's infancy, Jen endured a heavy personal loss with the suicide of her brother, BJ. This loss, though difficult, has remained the driving force behind the desire to see Cheekbone Beauty succeed with its mission to empower Indigenous youth. In addition to Cheekbone's mission, she strives to educate as many people as possible about the residential school system and the effects it has had on her family and friends through decades of generational trauma. She speaks regularly to university, college, and high school students about social entrepreneurship, empathy, and the history of her First Nations family. She's also been invited to speak to entrepreneur groups, women in business associations, Apple Canada, and First Nation organizations. In 2019, Jen was named Woman of the Year from Chatelaine magazine. Ladies and gentlemen, Jen Harper.
Hi everyone, I'm Jen Harper, the founder at Cheekbone Beauty Cosmetics. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here and share our journey at Cheekbone with you and my personal story. I talk a lot about what it takes to become a successful Indigenous entrepreneur and that we don't have to be held back by the things that we might think hold us back. But you'll learn more about that throughout the presentation. So thank you for having me. Let's get started. So an eagle can stay aloft for hours using thermals or columns of rising warm air. Once the thermal is found, the eagle circles within the column, which carries the eagle higher and higher. When it attains a certain height, it glides to the next thermal and the process is repeated. The lone eagle soaring effortlessly for long periods with what appears to be no assistance, no help, but we know better. For most of us in here, we have looked towards the sky and seen our Canadian geese flying in their V formation. During this flight, the geese carefully position their wingtips and synchronize their flapping to catch the preceding bird's updraft, thereby saving energy during flight. And in this, the birds actually double their flight times. So in our lives as humans, we have what appears to be this natural ability to soar like the eagle, but in reality, there is more work than appears to the naked eye, like the thermals. There are other times when we need to rely on the support of others, as in the case with the geese. Helping others is really important. It is why I am here. Helping others there's a characteristic that is very helpful in understanding how we can help others. And one particular characteristic is called empathy. It is the innate quality that humans have, like the eagle's ability to soar, but there is some work or practice involved to truly become an empathetic person, like as in the case with the geese. Empathy has been described as having the ability to put oneself in another person's situation. It is not just understanding what they are going through or feeling, but it's being able to ask yourself, how would I feel if I was in that situation? And what would I need? And it is otherwise known as walking in another person's shoes. One of the most powerful ways to cultivate empathy involves using our imagination. We may never have experienced what another person has, yet we can imagine. And using our imagination to answer these questions will help us be more empathetic. And really, every aspect of our lives will benefit when we show empathy. There once was a man who told a story about his own experience with empathy. And the story goes like this. He's on a subway early one Sunday morning while he's in New York City on business. Then a father gets on the train with his 3 young children who are being very rowdy. The man says, I ignored the 3 children for quite some time, but could not understand why the father wasn't doing something to settle his 3 children down. As this went on a little longer, it got worse. The man decided to say something. He approached the father, and the father lifts his head as if he had just been in a deep sleep, and he realizes what's happening. The father responds to the man saying, oh, no, I'm so sorry. Their mother has just passed away. We've just left the hospital. So it was in that moment that the man learned something that would change the way he looked at situations forever moving forward. The man's name is Dr. Stephen Covey, and some of you may have heard of him, or at the very least his best-selling book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And in the book, Dr. Covey describes a concept of a paradigm shift, and it helps the reader understand that different perspectives exist. In other words, the shift is a fundamental change in approach or underlying assumptions. That situation on the subway with the father and 3 children resulted in a huge shift in Dr. Covey's paradigm. So this brings me the reason why I'm here speaking with you today. Sharing my personal journey, inviting you into the Cheekbone Beauty Circle will hopefully help all of you grow your businesses, if you have them, or discover the impetus that will escalate your work and your life's journey. The idea comes from an Indigenous worldview, which is based on a circle that everything is connected. And when it comes to helping, wherever we place our value, that's where everything flows, or energy. So the road to healing is difficult for First Nations people. We all know that. It has been a long and sordid story of pain and suffering and this reparative process we know cannot happen overnight. And just to give you a sense of what some people have had to overcome, I'm going to share my story with you. And I know many of you share the same experience, so I never pretend to fully understand anyone else's story or hope that people would truly get that this is my personal journey and that many of us share a related experience. So if you would have met me 10 years ago, you would have thought that I had everything I could ever want. A family, a beautiful home, a nice car. But you see, there was this pain that was the problem. And the problem was actually my family's past. I had no idea that it was likely due to the suffering that my grandmother had experienced. My grandmother was a residential school survivor. Her name is Emily Paul. And she did leave that school system at the age of 16, but she did so with many, many scars that were both physical and mental. My grandmother was taken from her family without consent and put in the school system, and she was abused repeatedly for many years. If she tried to speak Ojibwe, she would be physically punished for doing so. And this all started for my grandmother when she was only 6 years old. Can you imagine? Only 6. And it lasted for 10 years until she was finally able to leave the school. Then my grandmother went on to have 8 children. She moved back home into a beautiful setting. She's surrounded by the boreal forest, Lake of the Woods. She lived in her very small home with no electricity, not even any running water. But there she settled and had her family. But those scars from that past were coming back. So my grandparents abused alcohol, unfortunately, and that was to mask the pain of their childhoods. And my grandmother and grandfather raised my father and his siblings without a sense of what it meant to be a loving parent. Because when you're not taught love, you don't know how to give love. And if you don't love yourself, you can't give love. So this went on for many years. And she was very angry. And we can all imagine why. So my father decided to leave home when he was at a very young age. However, even though he left the situation, he too began to mask his pain with alcohol. So my father goes on to meet my mother, and he tried living in the big city, tried figuring that out. However, he wanted to be back home, close to nature and close to others like him. So he too was very unhappy, and after watching his parents turn to alcohol, as I mentioned, he did the same thing. So he ended up leaving me and my mother. I had a sporadic relationship with my father for most of my life, but I was now experiencing the same thing my grandparents had originally experienced. This feeling of abandonment, a lack of love from a parent. So I grew up without any connection to my Ojibwe heritage. I was encouraged for a lot of my life to learn about it, but I struggled with an identity issue. I couldn't figure out who I was or where I fit in this world. I heard all the jokes and stereotypes, so I was embarrassed, actually. I was embarrassed of the history of my family and my father's current battle with alcohol. So when I was in my late teens and without any professional help, I too turned to alcohol. Alcohol helped me suppress my feelings of loneliness, worthlessness, feeling abandoned by my father, and it helped me deal with pain. But I'm really happy to say that I have no longer used alcohol to mask pain, and I've been sober since November 26, 2014. And this is my story and how I've overcome alcoholism, and I really do feel great about who I am today. But that needed to change. The narrative about me and about my people, that narrative, we need to change it to a positive message and story. And so that's what Cheekbone Beauty is all about. So after getting sober, I realized I wanted to be a part of the solution and alter the course for my family. I believe, as it has been said many, many times, that what didn't kill me had only made me stronger. I spoke about my father and about the abandonment I felt, and I blamed him, not his past, for our relationship. So I finally reached out to him when I was 40 and began the healing process. And I reconnected with all of my siblings, and that has just been truly a beautiful experience. However, truly heartbreaking and sad, September 20th of 2016, my father called with really bad news. My brother BJ, at 32 years old, took his own life. I had a pain in my heart that I could only empathize with what his children was dealing with. They will feel this pain for years to come. This situation is not uncommon among Native, First Nations, Métis, or Inuit families. It is that narrative I spoke about changing earlier, this passing on of pain or trauma from one generation to another. It actually has a name: generational or transgenerational trauma. And learning about this trauma helped me understand my pain and my past and my situations. That transgenerational trauma happens when one generation, my grandparents, are traumatized by an event or events which they are not equipped to deal with, the residential school system. And to deal with it, they turn to substance or suicide. The trauma then passed on to the next generation, my father, and was ultimately passed on to me. I now realize that I am too the result of the residential school system. The problem is this is not unique just to my family. It's affecting many families, and it's creating epidemics on reservations and in the city. For me to survive, I sought out therapy and continue a daily routine of spiritual healing. I am still here to tell the story about my family and how I'll create a brighter future with all of you. I want to soar like that eagle, and I want it to be effortless, but I know to get there, like the geese, I'm going to need your help, and you are those others. And you and I can fly twice as far. So if you know my story and you have your own story, then we can empathize when a situation like this presents itself. You and I can be part of that V formation. So what are some tools we could use every day to help us overcome life's challenges? The pain of losing my brother is a constant companion, a daily reminder of why we need to keep working. At Cheekbone Beauty, our goal is that every Indigenous kid on the planet see and feel their value in the world while we craft sustainable color cosmetics. No one will make this happen for us. We at Cheekbone Beauty must do the work every day. If you leave with anything today or tonight, please note that consistent daily effort is the key to creating anything successful. And if you do not give up and are armed with deliberate plans, you cannot fail. I look forward from here and hope to see an epilogue to this story. I hope to look back and see how far we've come in addressing these issues. In my mind's eye, I see my brother, BJ, with a smile on his face and his children grown up with help, better education, and better health care so that we can break the vicious cycle of generational trauma. There is no tragedy that can't be overcome with the right support and a loving community. Trust me, I know, I've been there. And before BJ died, I spent a solid 3 days with him on 2 separate occasions. And the final one was May of 2016. And he gave me context about his challenges, our people's challenges, and what he thought we needed. And I told him about our plans to build and create Cheekbone Beauty. He told me about our family's past. I told him about the business and its purpose. And Cheekbone Beauty was created to manufacture and to sell sustainable cosmetics that will support programs aimed at educating and empowering Indigenous youth. While sitting with BJ in Whitefish Bay in May, outside in that picturesque backdrop in that land where my grandmother went and built her family, I asked him what he thought we needed and about the goals and the messages we should be giving to our customers. I wanted to be sure that we didn't respect any of our family's traditions. My brother's input and knowledge was very important in building Cheekbone Beauty. He was always connected with our community. He had that privilege that sadly I did not. He encouraged me throughout our discussion, and I had the goal to start the company and worked on it for thousands of hours before leaving BJ. And I knew I had to complete what I started. With that, I was determined, and after 5 more months and endless hours of work, Cheekbone Beauty went live as an online cosmetics store on November 26, 2016. The First Nation Child and Family Caring Society of Canada is the first charity we chose to work with. Fast forward to today, and we have created what we call Streams of Giving. We planted over 5,000 trees so far. We helped a family receive clean drinking water and solar power. And in 2018, we won the Social Enterprise of the Year award by Startup Canada. In 2019, we faced the Dragons on Canada's hit CBC series Dragon's Den, and we walked away from a really bad offer. We've pitched our business to numerous investors, and in 2019, we did receive a $350,000 investment from Raven Capital Inc., and happily, they are an Indigenous investment firm, and we're so grateful to work with them. I was named Woman of the Year by Chatelaine Magazine in 2019, and in 2020, we launched our first product in our Sustain line, and we are making more, all by using waste. We have this big goal to use as much waste and create as less waste as possible. But there'll be more on that in the future. And in 2020, we made Glossy Beauty's top 50 list of world-changing CEOs in fashion and beauty. This is bananas. Looking back, I do wonder, how did I get here? I'm not the first Indigenous woman to enter the beauty space with big dreams. The answer is, I always come back to resilience or grit. To resolve is a strength of character. And how did I get like this? Well, number one, I'm a strong, resilient Indigenous woman. It is in our DNA. We do not give up. The fact that we are still here proves this. I have resolved to make this business a huge success, and I will not let anything stop that goal. So how do we all master this? How do we build this kind of drive into our lives? It starts with intent. Doing hard things teaches a person to do more hard things. Practice. You need to practice and do deliberate practice. Refinement leads to mastery. And purpose. Purpose can be many things to many people, but it's the intention to contribute to the well-being of others or to be happy. When you discover your purpose, it can be the driver to get you to do all of those really hard things that you could never imagine possibly doing. And hope. I have a feeling that tomorrow will be better. No, I resolve to make tomorrow better, showing up as your best self no matter what. But this kind of grittiness will only get you so far. The next part is discovery. How intelligent and how clever are you? Your ideas have to exceed your closest competitor by at least 10%. That's entrepreneur talk, but I think you're getting my drift. The truth is, the world didn't need another lipstick brand. It did need someone to step into the beauty industry through a different lens, and Cheekbone Beauty happens to be an Indigenous one. We think about business and life almost in opposition to the current norms in society, but we do it humbly and with great gratitude. In conclusion, our brand was built by our community. We have spent the last 2 years in research and development. What is sustainability and how can we make better products and packaging? We use a concept called life cycle thinking or analysis. So from the harvesting of the raw ingredient to the end of the life of the product and packaging, we want to avoid the landfill. We do what our ancestors did. We mimic the natural world. Think about it. Everything in nature is perfect. There is no waste. Cheekbone Beauty just leveled up. This year we built a lab, we hired a full-time chemist, and we purchased a ton of equipment to manufacture and in-house. And that in itself is truly more sustainable. I can't believe how far we've come in these past 5 years. My brother BJ was an extremely caring man with an unbelievable sense of humor and a passion for music and sports. So when my father called at 11 p.m. on Tuesday, September 20th, 2016, I knew right away something was wrong. In May of 2016, it would have been the last time I saw my brother in person, and he said something to me that has forever changed my life. He said, "Jen, our youth need hope. What you are doing is going to be great." I am resolving that he was right. Miigwech.
Thank you, Jen Harper, our keynote speaker. Thank you very much for the wise words. I love those words, and thank you very much again for being with us here to celebrate our Indigenous entrepreneurs. And I'm so happy and I'm inspired right now because you are going to be leading our women to greatness. So thank you again, Jen Harper, Kishtimigoj, for that. I also like the fact that Jen has been on the CBC show Dragon's Den. That is amazing. And not to mention 2019 Woman of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now our time for our entertainment. Our entertainment this evening is not only a dude who's related to everybody and calls everybody cousin. Ladies and gentlemen, Don Bernstick is a Cree from Alexander First Nation located outside Edmonton. Don has now been involved with the healing and personal wellness movement for over 30 years and has utilized humor and performance to provide a holistic approach to healing. His message speaks to a proud heritage, the importance of healing through humor, and his continuing desire to leave a better world for our future generations. Don wrote and individually performs the play I Am Alcohol, Healing the Wounded Warrior. In this play, without preaching, Don presents a gripping dramatization of the addictive power of alcohol and drugs and the connections to other destructive forces that have plagued the Indigenous communities. In addition to his healing work, Don has established himself as one of Canada's most sought after and best comedians of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, the best, here he is, Don Bernstick.
Well, hello. Bonjour, Anin. Thank you for having me, you guys. Anishinaabe, ASCII, the awards, 30-year awards. Congratulations to all the award recipients over the years. 30 years, wow. You know, and you guys started back in the 90s, eh? In the days when everything was getting started. So you're groundbreakers. Well done, 30 years, you guys, and all the work you've been doing for people. Thank you. Anyway, my name is Don Bernstick. It's good to be here. I see some X's in there. I want to thank some of you guys for raising my kids. I've been to some of your communities. I'm looking forward to coming back. How about this pandemic, eh? A year and a half of this stuff, you know? And the government was telling us, they yelled at us. They told us, stay home. You can't go anywhere. You can't spend your money. You can't visit your family. You just stay home. And that reminded me of when I was married. You know, but when you're married to an Ojibwe, you just take them with you, eh? All her kids. You know, and his kids, because he's not there. You know, but anyway. But, you know, I've been doing this stuff for over a year now, this phone stuff. I'd rather be there in person and look at you guys' brown faces and your yellow teeth. But anyway, no, but I've been doing this, you know, and it's just me in a room talking to a cell phone. And my prayer is that the good words that come from my heart, that they come to you guys, eh? That's what this is. So lots has happened over here, aside from the last 16 months in this pandemic. I decided to get healthy. As you can see, I lost some weight. Everybody thought I was running for chief or band counselor because I got so heavy, eh? But I wasn't doing very well. And I always said, you know, I need to take care of myself, especially as we're getting, I'm going to be 60 soon. So, and all the people my age, you know, I found are getting sick and, you know, dying. And I didn't want to do that, eh? So I decided to get healthy. So I lost a bunch of weight. And now I'm looking like a res dog now. You know, I used to be a band counselor. Now I'm a res dog. But anyway, it's been crazy, man. One of the things that's happened with this whole pandemic is we really see the differences, eh? The cultural differences. Like, for example, white people. You know, you really want to see and understand white people. I learned everything about white people. I watched a documentary on Netflix called Tiger King. Yeah, it talks about white people, you know, like these people are white people like in Thunder Bay, like extreme rednecks, man. It's crazy. And I watched the first 4 episodes and I couldn't stop watching it, eh? You know, it's kind of like Blackstone, you know, it's just don't know what the heck's going on. but anyway, it was different, eh? And then all these different weird characters came out, eh? That Dr. Fauci, you know, Donald Trump, really weird guy. Another really weird guy, Justin Trudeau. You know, Justin Trudeau, man, he learned from us guys, eh? He calls an election in the middle of a crisis. You know, like, oh, come on, only Indians do that. We'll call an election in a family reunion. Hey, the families are, let's get everybody coming together. So, and then Donald Trump, oh my God, eh? All his crones, you know, they all fall, all his minions, they all just followed him. Anything he said, they'd let him do it. You know, it's crazy, man, you know? And I think Donald Trump's trying to be Indian. Yeah. Look at him. Like, every day he paints himself this color. Like, I'm kind of a brownie, you know, nice Indian brown, they call it. Remember those crayons? We used to have Indian brown. That's me. But Donald Trump wakes up and he's white. Like, he's white. He's like this, eh? He's as white as his hat, you know? And Every day he paints himself like this. So I think he's a wannabe Indian. Like, take a look at him. He's a wannabe Indian. Oh yeah. Look at him. He's built like a band counselor from Alberta. He acts like a chief from Manitoba. Oh yeah, check it out. He got in. As soon as he got in office, what does he do? He hires all his kids. He gives them all the best jobs. Like only native chiefs do that. But anyway, I'm not here to pick on the Chiefs, but Donald Trump's a different character, man. And then what he did, and his minions, his people followed him. He said to drink bleach, it would kill COVID. And holy cow. And what do those people do? They opened up, they went to the store, got some bleach, and they drank bleach, you know. And they all got sick, and they all went to the hospital, a whole bunch of them, you know. Now, I'm a recovering alcoholic, okay? I haven't drank about 37 years. I've drank a lot of crap, eh? I even drank Lysol. But I will not drink bleach there, Donald Trump. Boy, you rednecks party hard. Yeah, hammering on the bleach, man. Doing shooters on the bleach. Man, crazy, man. And just the stuff that he did. And then he went really Indian. He went, even Mohawk, man. He got all his people together, and then they charged the building. They did a big protest, trying to get violent and stuff. They tried to act all Indian and put it like, come on, you know, breaking down barricades. It was so weak, eh? Come on, we can do that. We do better than that, eh? Now he's trying to deny it. No, that never happened. No, we never did. So it was crazy, but this thing is coming to an end, you know, and this whole vaccination and non-vaccination and all these conspiracy theories. It's a virus, okay? We don't know where it came from, but it's a virus, and it came out in four waves. And one of the things I don't get, and I see all these local First Nations, and you guys know what I'm talking about it, these conspiracy, you know these conspiracy ones? Oh, I'm not going to put that in my arm. Oh, no way, I don't know what's in that arm. You know, do you know what you drank and did in the 80s and 90s? You put that in your arm. Do you know what's in bologna and wieners? Do you know what part of the pig they put in bologna and wieners? And you put that in your body, we grew up eating that, yeah? All those little shots, little holes in your arms, all those stabs, little scars, that's a vaccine. You know, so this COVID vaccine is not a conspiracy. I don't think it is. They're not going to track you. Oh, they're going to track me. Like, my nephew says that. I'm like, come on. You know, they're going to track, what? They're going to track you. What are they going to track you to? To Walmart and then back to the res? Like, come on. You know, take the vaccine, and this guy won't take the vaccine, and then what happened? His kids got sick, and he got sick, eh? So, just take it. Let's get back to work, eh? Let's get back to living, you know? So, I wanted to get up because I know some of the aunties are going, hey, come on, Don, stand up, let me take a look at you. You know, but anyway, I want to get up because I want to do a couple of things for you guys, you know? First of all, I want to do the typical Cree look, okay? When you see a Cree man, they always got to have their hat. You know, you go to Winnipeg, you got this thing. And when a Cree man wants your attention, he does this. but anyway, a couple things about me. I did this weight loss thing without going to the gym. I didn't want to go to the gym. I didn't want to have a trainer yelling at me, come on, 2 more, and screaming at my face. If I want to get yelled at, I'll just get married, eh? But I just did it with diet. And what it is I cut out carbs. I cut out breads, pastas, and bannock. That was so hard because I love bannock, I love moose, I love potatoes. But it was no good. I would eat bannock and I'd go lay down. And I just got heavy, eh? So I had to cut all that stuff out. And I still have bannock once in a while, but I don't eat it every day like I used to. But anyway, now I can move a little bit, eh? I had a little bit of knee injury, but I can move. I got some buoyancy. And a good thing, because as we open up, I'm going to dance. I'm going to do power dance. I'm also a power dancer. I don't know if you guys know that. When I was a kid, I was a fancy dancer, eh? There'd be all these fancy dancers lined up, and they'd be spinning around all their bustles. I'd be on the end with a little headband. I'd be spinning like this. And I'd be about 6 years old, dancing with all these big dancers, eh? And I went through my time, and I lost my culture, and lost my way. And I came back. And after being back for about 10 years, being on the Red Road, I wanted to dance again. But I didn't want to go and get an outfit. I needed to take some time. So it took me years to put together my outfit. After I got it all done, traditional outfit, I had to have an initiation. You know, you go to these powwows, and the powwow stops, and there's a special, and it stops for 2-3 hours. There's a long special. Well, I did that. I stopped the powwow. I had a cousin special, and I was going to get initiated because I want to do this right, you know. Because you can't just go to a powwow and go and dance, eh? You got to be initiated, giveaway, traditional, all that stuff, right? So that's what this whole thing is about. Anyway, so I did Morley, Alberta. I chose Morley, Alberta. Big powwow, 1,000 people. I had a cousin special, and we stopped the powwow for a 3-hour special. All the protocols, giveaways, ceremonies, all that stuff. And then I had 55 dancers all behind me. And we're gonna do a special. And so I have my 2 buddies beside me. And understand, it's the first time I'm dressed up, okay? I have my outfit on, powwow outfit, double cut, beads, everything. Took 4 years to make this thing. Not me and my sister, eh? Beaded out everywhere. Bustles, feathered. Double bustle, horsehair. Feathered headdress, dog soldier. Eagle headdress, beautiful, eh? Dance stick, Lakota, breastplate, Blackfoot. Oh, I was feeling Indian. Hey! I had my Anishinaabe moccasins. Oh, see, I have everything from everywhere I went. Even my headband is Apache. Really cool, eh? So anyway, we're getting ready to go. And the MC said, okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's stand up and let's welcome this new dancer into the powwow circle. Hookah, hey, Stony Park, take it away. And we're getting ready to go. And my 2 buddies said, okay, you ready? And I said, thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for being here. And we're getting ready to go. And I said, just wait. I forgot something. They said, what? I said, I don't know how to dance. I don't know how to dance powwow. They, what? Really? I hadn't danced powwow so long. And a couple times I tried, I danced like a white guy. You ever see a white man dance powwow? They dance like this, eh? You know, they have no rhythm, and you know, pretty soon, after a while, they just give up and just walk after a while. Eh? You know, that's the way people do. So that's how I was. So I didn't know how to dance. Are you serious? I said, I'm so focused on my outfit, I don't know how to dance. They said, well, try. So I went out like this, and I'm doing this, and they said, stop, you're embarrassing. Follow us. So all of a sudden like this, and then we stopped. The drum's still going, we stopped. And he said, I'll do this. We all doing this, eh? And all of us, he said, turn around. I turned around, 55 dancers all doing this. And they said, okay, move. And then we moved. And all of a sudden my foot went like this, and pretty soon, whoa, like, hey guys, am I doing this right? I got it, hey, I got it. And they said, yeah, you got it. And all of a sudden they said, okay, we're gonna teach you some moves. I said, what? Moves? Yeah, we're gonna make you a good powwow dancer. I said, okay, what do I do? And they said, band counselor. What's that? Stick your belly out. Okay, here we go. Band counselor. Then they said, 2-term counselor. Oh, okay. So belly's out. Then they said, act tough. All of a sudden, act tough. There, I'm dancing powwow. Band counselor, acting tough. Then they said, bobblehead. There's my bobblehead. And then they said, look for change on the ground. There you go. Looking for change on the ground. Hey, now that's how you dance powwow. You should see me now, man. Oh yeah, I can move it. And even you cougars. Remember when you were jingle dress dancers? Hey, remember that? All you ladies, when you were teenagers? Oh, beautiful, eh? You always have that look, eh? And then you grow up, get married, finish school, kids. 15 years later, you want to dance with your kids, hey ladies? You pull that one dress out of the closet, that dress you didn't pawn, you pull it out, you put it on, and ooh, I'm going to dance with my kids. It's a little bit tight, eh, ladies? It's so tight, by the time you zip it up, the jingles go this way. You know, they just, you don't even make a sound, just kind of jump around like this. Eh? So that's what it's like trying to get back into power circuit. And it's so weird getting back into the power circuit, because you always see these different people, eh? Very common people you see. Uncles. There's always uncles, and this is what they look like. They always have their ball cap, you know, and they want to know they have some compassion, so they got an orange ribbon on their hat. They have a heart. But these uncles, they sit and power like this, eh? Oh yeah, that's the uncle look, see? See, and you got to watch out, because on the outside of the powwow arbor, you have these 3 aunties, I call them, and they're hunters, eh? And they hunt for uncles. And you gotta watch out for these aunties. And this is how you watch out for these, the buns on the hair. The first bun is the one down here, right? The low auntie bun, it's called. The low one, down here. Those are the ones that are ready to shack up and they're ready to commit right now. Those are the ones that are always wearing ribbon skirts, even at Walmart. They're always looking traditional, those ones. And they're always ready to shack up right now. Oh yeah. You know, and the second one is the mid-ante one. The mid-ante one is the one right here. This one, the one right in the middle here. These are the ones that are really serious, eh? You know, they've been there, you know, and they're just, no, I don't want to mess around, straight up. These ones still talk to their exes. They still shout their exes. These ones, they have that tattoo from the 90s. Remember that tattoo, ladies? That tramp thing? That stamp thing? Anyway, they still have that tattoo, but it's a little bit lower now. But anyway, these ones are the mid-ante ones, eh? They've been around, and they're, white people call them cougars, but these are aunties. And they don't mess around, and they just scoop uncles up from the drum groups. These uncles are sitting at a drum like this. All of a sudden they're singing. Next thing you know, they're hostage. I mean, shacked up. Now the last auntie. Remember I said 3 aunties? The last auntie is the deadly one. The high bun. These are the high bun ones. These are the ones that have the really high bun that sit on top of their head. And like this. Can you see it? The high auntie bun? Yeah. Sometimes that bun is so high, it looks like a satellite dish, eh? And these aunties, they walk around the big top and they're looking for these guys. And they're sitting at the drum, eh? Oh, and these aunties, oh, you can tell these aunties, they have full access to all the drummers. So they're security. They're usually in charge of security. These aunties have full access to the full powwow. These aunties, their Facebook profile has Tupac on there. They've been to the school of hard knocks. They have love tattooed right here. And these ones are seek and destroy uncles, okay? And these poor uncles, they're just sitting there at the drum, waiting for their turn to sing. Next thing you know, their drum group's looking for a new lead singer. I miss my family. I miss visiting. I miss hugging. You know, I miss seeing audiences laughing. I miss that, eh? You know, and you guys are doing this awards, and it's good. I love that you guys have been doing this for 30 years, acknowledging each other's success. And we need to do that, because 30 years ago, I've been in this business for like 35 years. You know, 30 years ago, we weren't doing that. We weren't acknowledging each other, our people. We were still fighting, eh? And you guys have been doing this for 30 years. I really applaud you guys, eh? You know, and I really commend you for all the wonderful things you've done. Not just in the business aspect, but for the people. Because in the end, ultimately, it's for the people. So I want to thank you for inviting me to come share a little bit of this time with you. One of the things about when you win an award, I've gotten a couple of them. It's good. You know, don't break your arm patting yourself on the back. But also watch out for the knives. They're going to come into your back, eh? Because our people are good at that, eh? We kind of get jealous of each other. Just stay focused, and the ones that receive the award, congratulations on your hard work. Just keep doing. You know, follow your heart. Because if you look in your heart, the Creator's always in our heart, eh? And He knows what's right. So thank you very much for having me. Hopefully this night will be an award night, and hopefully this night will be a wonderful night. Hopefully this night will be an epic night. Hopefully this night will be a baby making night, you know, a band concert night, a voting night, something anyway. But I just wanted to let you guys all know, keep it up, and congratulations again. Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Don Burnstick. Oh my goodness, he's my crazy cousin from Alberta, and I'm so glad that you were here. Don, you're amazing, man. You are sexy. Yes, with that long hair that you have. Oh my God. I have him on Facebook, and he's just amazing. So ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Mr. Don Burnstick. Yes. Woo! The NADF Awards. It's been around for 30 years. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you a little background as to what the awards are. In 1991, NADF presented the first annual Business Awards Gala to recognize 2 award recipients for their achievement in business, businessman and businesswoman. To date, 181 awards have been presented in various award categories, and 6 more will join them tonight. And I actually am one of them. Yay! Historically, the awards recognize business achievement within the territory of Anishinaabe Aski Nation, However, as NADF expanded its program and services to neighboring territories of Treaty 3 and Robinson Superior 1850, the awards were also expanded to recognize Aboriginal businesses and individuals in these territories. The Annual Business Award is a demonstration of NADF's ongoing commitment to supporting the business of Aboriginal business achievement by recognizing and celebrating the outstanding efforts of individuals, businesses, and organizations who have worked diligently to bring positive change for people and communities we live in. The event is also a fundraiser for the Dennis Franklin Camardi Memorial Fund and the NADF Sponsorship Fund. The Dennis Franklin Camardi Memorial Fund was established in memory of former Anishinaabe Grand Chief Dennis Camardi. The fund supports First Nation students from the Anishinaabe Nation to achieve academic success. The NADF Sponsorship Fund provides financial support in the form of sponsorships and donations to the 89 communities and the members that NADF serves. NADF is proud of the success and support that the NADF Business Awards has achieved over the last 30 years, and we look forward to another successful year in October 2022, and hopefully in person. Now let's move on to our award presentation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to award the 6 awards from NADF. And ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be amazing, so let's get to it. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Michael Fox of Indigenous Community and Engagement. Woo! That is fantastic. Let's thank our sponsors, Hydro One Networks and Hydro One Remotes, for that. Thank you very much. One applause for you guys. And now, let's move on to our next one. Put your hands up in the air. Thank you, and congratulations to Jason Blakely of Blakely Trucking. And let's thank the best ever sponsors, NADF. Woo! NADF, you're awesome, amazing. Thank you for that. And now, let's go to our next award. Congratulations to Nuna Group of Companies. Yes, you guys are amazing. And let's thank our sponsors, Nigeni Investment Management, Inc. Oh my God, you guys are so deadly. Oh my God. So moving on to our next award, let's do this. Come on.
Congratulations to Paul Giles and Melissa Hardy-Giles at Origin. And let's thank our award sponsor, TD Canada Trust. On to our next award.
And congratulations to Nidaki Naman Incorporated, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. These award winners are getting hotter. Oh my God. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's thank our sponsors, always the best, NADF. Woo! And we're getting close to the end, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to our next award. Congratulations, Margaret. A wonderful job. Yes, you're amazing. And let's thank our sponsors, Bearskin Airlines, a division of Perimeter Aviation. Yay! Nice round of applause for all of them. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was our final award. It's been an amazing, amazing time here. And I hope that you're still with us, because we have a few things to announce, or actually one thing to announce, and then we have the best, the myth, the man, the legend. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to announce that the next year's awards, the 31st Annual NADF Awards, are taking place Friday, October 21st, 2022. And I hope, and I'm crossing my fingers for this one, I'm hoping that we will be in person. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce for the closing remarks, the myth, the man, the legend, and he's also sexy, ladies and gentlemen, Brian Davey. Brian is a member of Moose Cree First Nation and a graduate of Trent University. Prior to joining the NADF team in January 2011, as the Special Initiative Advisor, Brian had gained over 30 years of experience on First Nation economic development issues while working in both public and private sectors as an elected First Nations leader, Chief Executive Officer, Executive Director, Manager, and as a management consultant. It is that experience that made Brian an excellent fit for NADF and landed him the role of Executive Director in January 2013. Brian is a forward-thinking leader, and under his leadership, in NADF is making great strides towards achieving NADF's mission of Aboriginal prosperity. Brian has big dreams for NADF, and his vision is inspiring, motivating, and the NADF team to work harder and do better. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here is Brian Davey.
On behalf of the management and staff of NADF, I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate the winners of the 30th NADF Business Awards. It's an honor once again to celebrate their amazing achievements at one of Canada's longest running Aboriginal Business Award event. The awards celebrate Aboriginal prosperity in Northern Ontario, which is the vision of NADF. First held in 1991 with 2 award categories and a handful of people in attendance, we have grown considerably. Since then, NADF has presented 187 awards over the past 30 years, including this year's award winners. However, this year's celebration is unique in that it selected winners of winners, meaning NADF selected from companies that have previously won an NADF award in their category. I'd like to also thank the sponsors for making these awards possible, because without them, it would be very difficult to have these events every year. Some sponsors have been with us many years, and we're very grateful for their contribution. But first, I'd like to thank the speaker for taking the time to be with us tonight and to share her insightful thoughts. Jen Harper, CEO and founder of Cheekbone Beauty, is not only a Chatelaine Woman of the Year for believing in herself and her boundary-pushing beauty brand, but she is also a successful Aboriginal businesswoman who is an inspiration to our youth and aspiring entrepreneurs. We are very happy to have her here tonight. Next, I'd like to thank our premier sponsor, Bearskin Airlines. A division of Perimeter Aviation is a sponsor for the 30th consecutive year. That's a long, long time, and we're very happy to have them. Thank you, Bearskin Airlines, and congratulate Ron Hell on his retirement. Award sponsors, Hydro One Networks and Hydro One Remotes, NADF, Nagani Investment Management, and TD Bank. Friend sponsors, BDC, Cheadle's LLP, Arison's LLP, T-Baytel, thank you. In-kind sponsors, Net Newsletter. The winners and nominees tonight are very important to our communities because they represent achievement of the entrepreneurial spirit, jobs, wealth creation, and prosperity. Although there are only 6 awards presented tonight, collectively, all 187 award recipients are all winners because their contribution to their families, their communities, and the economy we depend on. We all know that business has its challenges and requires taking risks to overcome those challenges. If it not for the passion of our entrepreneurs and business leaders to take risk, we would not be here today to celebrate their accomplishments. We are very thankful for the many women and men that took the risk to fulfill their entrepreneurial ambitions. I thank all of you for being here tonight and sharing this enjoyable evening, and we look forward to seeing you again next year in person. Gitche miigwech, and have a great evening.